Hi, it's your Uncle Larry again. This is a program. Last time we talked about Bernie Sanders. We're going to do about 10 minutes today about gay rights. I try to talk about things I really know about. And I really followed this whole thing about the Constitution of the United States, but I'm also going to talk about a deeper issue, a philosophical issue about equality and gay rights. But I want to start off by giving you the argument that the United States used to make gays equal in 1992. Most people don't know this. Very important argument. You need to know it. Why are gays equal citizens? It was Justice Kennedy who gave the argument, and the argument is this. It's a very odd argument. I'll bet you've never heard it. Number one, these two guys were thrown in jail. Their names were Lawrence and Hardwick. And cops found them having sodomy together and put them in jail for like 10 years. I went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, and I want to give you the argument that Justice Kennedy gave, and it's just common sense in a way. But this is what you don't know. They're very, very interesting. He said, do you know that heterosexuals commit more sodomy than gay people do? Why? Because there's more of them. And they're doing it. So he raises the question, well, why, if we discovered heterosexuals having sex accidentally, would we do nothing? But if we discover homosexuals having sodomy, we would throw them in jail for 10 years. Why would we do that? There is no rational reason for doing that. Why is there no rational reason? Because the heterosexuals and the gay people who are both committing sodomy, and the heterosexuals in far greater numbers, believe it or not, for reasons I know not, are equal citizens. They pay taxes. They live their lives equally. We're assuming that generally heterosexuals and gay people live lives like anybody else, and they're equal in every respect. Therefore, there would be no reason to put gay people in jail for doing what heterosexuals do. Why would that be wrong? Because they're equal citizens doing the same thing. There's no rational basis for putting people in jail for committing sodomy if it's consensual sodomy between two adults. And that was the Supreme Court ruling, believe it or not, in 1992. I bet you've never heard that about the sodomy statistics. And from that came the idea and the argument that gay people are equal, and transsexual and bisexual and all that. They're equal citizens. There's no reason to discriminate or do harm against them. Now you got this woman who's trying to deny, and by the way, gay marriage just flows from that. I mean, it's kind of an implied argument in that argument that if they're equal citizens, then they also have an equal right to marriage or whatever any other citizen has a right to. And so gay marriage eventually flowed from the same. So it was 1992 that that argument was given by the Supreme Court of the United States. And I believe that we have a long ways to go. Gay people have a long ways to go. Transsexuals, bisexuals. That, you're an equal human being. You pay taxes. You do everything that everybody else does. As far as I know, we do more than anybody else. When I retired, I got a standing ovation because I did more. I stood up for everybody's rights except my own. And people recognize that. And I got the only standing ovation that anybody ever got in the history of my college. Well, what is that about? It says I'm certainly an equal human being. And I was out of the closet for like 15 years at that point. I want to talk about a second issue in regards to equality. There's the legal equality that I've just described, that you are, if you are gay, bisexual, transgendered, whatever, you are an equal citizen with every other citizen. And anybody like this woman who says, I'm not going to marry these people. And what's horrible about this Kentucky woman denying gay people their right to marry after the Constitution says they have a right to marry, is she saying, oh, I have a belief, and my belief says they're not human beings. They don't have the same rights as anybody else. Well, they do. The Constitution of the United States and reason says they do. And you have no right to deny them. Oh, but I have a conscience, blah, I have beliefs. Yeah, well, beliefs is one thing. Taking away people's civil rights because of your beliefs, that's not okay. And of course, she went to jail and all that. I think, well, the real issue here is about states' rights and state laws, because this very peculiar law where she alone is elected and has to sign the certificate. So that's what's really involved in this. That doesn't matter. It's still wrong what she did. I mean, legally wrong, constitutionally wrong. Nobody disagrees on that. And the fact that she's allowed to parade herself around with this deny. See, what really angers me about this is she's saying, oh, I have a conscience and my conscience has rights by the First Amendment that says I have a right to belief. All right. But you don't have a right to a belief that denies another human being their basic civil rights and says they're not equal. That's what's wrong with what you've done. It's morally wrong. It's legally wrong. It's wrong in any sense whatsoever. And for a politician to say that's all right, for her to break that law and to deny gay people their basic civil rights, there's just no end to my anger on that one. And she belongs in jail, and they should put her back in there. And this will all get resolved. I hope that these people who've been denied their license will sue their asses and make a lot of money off of this deal. I think that's why they're getting their license, so they can participate in the legal suit. Okay. So the other part of this is, well, how does this apply to your ordinary life? When you get up in the morning, you have to ask yourself, what do I do to have a life for myself? Only you, because you are an equal human being with every other human being, you have the right to decide what is important for you to do. You can't do everything. There are many mornings when I've gotten up in my life and I say, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. And the answer is you can't do everything. You can do something. What's the something you can do today to put you in control of your life, to make your life worthy of you? That's the question. If you want to be an equal human being, aside from the law, you have to ask yourself that question. What right do I have? What do I need to do to be in control of my life today? I can't do everything, but I can do something. And when you do that every day of your life, sooner or later, you do get control of your life. You have a life. I live in a family full of alcoholics. But my niece and I are not. We sit down and we say, why are we not alcoholics? The answer is because we have a life. Every day of our lives, we've chosen to be a teacher, to have a life. And in some way, every day, you have to ask yourself, what's the priority for me to make myself equal to my values and to what I need for myself? Your life belongs to you. And when you take charge of it, and when you choose to do what you need to do to make your life worthy of you, then you become an equal, truly equal in the way that no one can take that away from you. That's true equality. That has nothing to do with the law. That has to do with how do you make yourself worthy of the equality that you have by reason, by birth, by nature, by constitutional right. That's the second thing I want you to think about. Not just the legal right to be equal, but the right to seize, the right to choose your humanity every day. How do you take charge of your own life? What do you need to do today to make yourself worthy of your life? That's the question. What can I do today to make myself worthy of my life? That's how you become equal, a true equal citizen, a true human being, worthy of your own equality. And that has nothing to do with the law. That has to do with you taking control of your life. That's a different kind of equality. That's real equality. So I thought I needed to make the difference between legal equality and that spiritual equality, which you earn through a life of reason, a life of choice. I like to call get a life. I like to call it getting a life. So get a life that makes you equal. That's all we have to say. We would like you to respond to these programs. They're 10-minute programs and they're on different topics. And if you want to respond, it's Larry, it's Moorman L, Moorman at AOL.com. And we really like to hear from you to maybe do some other programs. This program is based on I try to talk about things I really know that I've experienced firsthand. And I know that argument that I gave from the Constitution, mostly I've never heard it on the media. So it's extremely important. And then that second notion of, gee, how do you take control of your life? That's involved in equality too. So that's it. It's your Uncle Larry signing off till next time and wishing you the best and wanting to hear from you. See you later.